Let the headaches of governing wait. The only item on the night's agenda was fun. From Atlanta, Gordon Graham, CNN Headline News. President Clinton says it's better the second time around. He's finished celebrating his inauguration for a second term. But the Clintons had fun partying the night away.
It's way got to be. It got to be.
The President and First Lady Hillary Rodham Clinton hopped around inaugural balls all night. They stopped at all 14 official inaugural parties before retiring for the night 2 hours earlier than expected. Members of the first family had been on their feet all day. They led the inauguration parade down Pennsylvania Avenue yesterday afternoon following the swearing-in ceremony. It was Mr. Clinton's final oath of office.
Preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States.
Preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Good luck.
President Clinton outlined his vision of the future in his inaugural address. Carl Rochelle looks at the reaction to what he had to say.
President Clinton's inaugural address was broad-based, a call for politicians and the American people to join forces to take the nation into the 21st century. But to many, his remarks about race relations and racial prejudice left the strongest impression.
We will not succumb to the dark impulses that lurk in the far regions of the soul everywhere.
Strong remarks that sparked a variety of reactions.
Presidents walk a fine line between being hotly denunciatory of their own country, on the one hand, if they go too far, and being justly and appropriately critical of our real flaws. I have a feeling he went a little over the line in that section.
This president went beyond the rhetoric, and it was heartfelt. It was not hot, it was heartfelt.
It was a relatively short speech by Clinton standards, just 22 minutes. And for at least one observer, listening to it was bittersweet.
This is, I guess, basically the last hurrah, our last go-around. And after so many years in politics and in the public light, it's really going to be strange to not see Big Brother's name on the next ballot.
We need a new government for a new century.
The president's speech even won grudging praise from Republicans on Capitol Hill.
While he didn't reach the lofty goals that many people expect in an inaugural speech, he really sounded, I think, a message that goes to the heart and soul of all that we agree upon on Capitol Hill.
And how did the inaugural address score with presidential scholars?
This was a pretty standard second-term speech, not terribly memorable, not breaking very much new ground, but at the same time giving a very good idea of Bill Clinton's philosophy as he is starting a second term.
Of Inauguration Day in Washington, D.C. was an oath of office that only took a minute or so to utter. Brief though it was, it inspired Jeannie Most to take this look at some of the other oaths in life.
The office of president.
Most of us swear, but not often solemnly.
You solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute
the office of President of the United States
until death do us part.
Wait a minute, that's another kind of oath. The presidential oath is required by the Constitution. 35 little words if you don't count the 4 extra ones George Washington first ad-libbed and everyone else copied.
So help me God.
Harry Truman even had a habit of kissing the Bible. These days, nothing is left to chance. They even rehearse the inaugural, using soldiers as stand-ins.
I, William Jefferson Clinton.
You can't accuse this Clinton of getting $200 haircuts. Out in front of the Capitol, way in front of the Capitol, where regular folks can watch the inauguration, the crowd's best bet for seeing anything was on a huge screen. No hat on Hillary. Remember the fashion outcry her headwear caused 4 years ago? This time, the First Lady decided to kiss the hat goodbye. Presidents aren't the only ones to take oaths. New citizens do it. Police do it. Doctors take the Hippocratic Oath.
I will be loyal to the profession of medicine.
Even mafia members take an oath, according to testimony by mobster Joe Valachi.
That you live by the gun and by the knife, and you die by the gun and by the knife.
Actually, a lot of folks in the crowd at the inauguration have themselves taken oaths, ranging from clergymen
You're expected to say celibate
to Girl Scouts. Though this one didn't sell the president any cookies, she did know her oath.
To help people at all times and to live by the Girl Scout law.
are military oaths. Did you get emotional?
Actually, yes, I did.
Did you
That was a
cry?
big step in my life. Yes, it was.
And though this couple's oath was taken 43 years ago, some things you don't forget.
I, Gerald Toller, do take thee, Lois Ann, to be my lawful wedded wife.
Are you sure you've never taken an oath? You look like the kind of guy that maybe took an oath one day and then said forget it the next day.
No, I'm an Amish Democrat. We don't take oaths from Pennsylvania.
Are you really an Amish Democrat?
No.
Of course, there is another meaning to the word oath, according to Webster's, swear word. Washington motorists stymied by inaugural roadblocks couldn't be blamed for wanting to utter a few of those kinds of oaths. And this guy had to take an oath to cut weeds for the city of Toledo, Ohio.
And to be diligent and vigilant in the reduction, cutting, and elimination of noxious growth.
Not quite upholding the Constitution, but close.
But even upholding the Constitution leaves you open to parody. Saturday Night Live skewered Dan Quayle.
Do solemnly swear.
Do solemn and swear?
Of course, the real Dan Quayle got it right.
Do solemnly swear.
Do solemnly swear.
Swear.
Swear
To. Faith.
Faith.
Fall.
Lee.
X.
Cute. It's enough to make you swear off being sworn in. Ginny Moe, CNN, Washington.
We'll have top stories after a short break, and we leave you with more inaugural festivities in Washington. I'm Gordon Graham, CNN Headline News.
This is CNN Headline News.